everybody. We're live. All right. So today's little thing, because every week I want to give you just a little bit more to put in your toolbox for knitting sweaters. Not everybody is going to knit the same kind of sweater. You may not knit the same kind of sweater twice. I'll pick that up in a minute. It's all right. We'll be fine. So anyway, if I show you multiple ways to create something, whether it's for an adult or whether it's for a baby, that's next week, I think you're really going to have a lot in your toolbox to work with. And no matter what you do, you're going to be comfortable. So today's little video is on Coco Knits, the Coco Knits Method. And I'm not going to teach you, because that really would kind of infringe on her Coco Knits book, but I'm going to tell you what we do in the class. And I've only been able to teach it once before COVID hit, but I have the method in the store. I have all the books, everything that you need. And so I can help you out one at a time. But it was a very successful class. I think 4 or 5 people took it. I know that 4 people finished their sweaters, and I know 3 people that knit multiple sweaters out of the book. So I think you're really going to like it. The reason I have this plethora of Coco Knit Wondermanness is because it's like, you know, the teacher in me wants to tell you, if you give a moose a muffin, chances are you're going to need some jelly to go with it. Well, if a moose is going to knit a sweater out of the Coco Knits Method, you're going to need some tools to go with it. I promise you, you're not going to need all these tools, but it's kind of fun. And this is just a tiny bit. This isn't even all the stuff that they have. But this is just a tiny bit to help you go. Dee, would you do me a favor? That little thing that she spilled in there, it's all picked up, but I forgot to bring it in. So the most important thing you're going to need, besides the book, and I'm going to show you the books here in just a second, are these markers, because the markers are color-coded. In each of these, you get 60 markers, so you get 10 of each color. You don't need 10, by the way. You only need 1 of each color. And if that's the case, maybe a flight of stitch markers. No, I need the whole thing. That's that. But the container is in there. Sorry, Dee. She didn't know. But it's on the other table, baby. You see it? Maybe I made it up.
Yes, you did.
I made it up.
Totally did.
I made it up. It's okay. So anyway, when you're going to need either these, because this is a small one. Do you see, when you look at it, that's how tiny they are. It goes up to a size 8. And then the ones I just handed Dee, these go up to a size 13. So depending on the type of needle that you're going to use, you'll use the appropriate sized stitch marker. Okay, I'm going to hand that to Dee. Thank you.
You're not going to show me?
No, I did. All right. So here's the main gist of today. This book is called the Coco Knits Sweater Workshop. Okay. And let's see, Julie Weisenberger is ingenious because she put so much thought into every step. So if you don't feel comfortable about me telling you, oh, these are your 4 stitches, increase on each side, you're good to go, and you can go off and do your own thing, but you need step by step by step. Maybe this is the method for you, okay? So I'll show you this here in a minute. The way it starts out, she even talks to you about the size body that you have, how you're shaped. If you're bottom heavy, top heavy, all of those things play a part in the type of sweater that you would like to choose. So,
Hi, Ann.
oh, it's that Ann. Oh, we miss you, Ann. Okay, so it starts out with kind of a, who's messing
Paula,
with me?
say no math.
No math, Paula. No math. That was last week. So she thinks about everything. Do you see how there's 3 different colors? That's not 3 different colors because the sweater's going to be 3 different colors. It's 3 different colors because she's showing you all the different parts and pieces. So the way this starts out, and Dee, help me out because I can't see it. You're going to knit the back, okay? And as you knit the back, you'll finish this up. You'll pick up these stitches, and this is a shoulder, okay? So once that shoulder is done, then you pick up all the way around. This is another step. So this is step 1, this is step 2, and this is step 3. So by the time we get to step 4, where we are creating the front, the back, and the sleeves, that's when you use the journal or the little page in the back. This is called the Coco Knits Sweater Worksheet. And you'll notice, see how there's a yellow line, a purple line, blue, orange, green, and red? All right, those are the colors, those are the 6 colors that come in the Coco Knits stitch marker thing. And the reason she does that is because everything is completely spelled out. She works with you from gauge, finding your gauge, understanding how many stitches you need per sleeve, per front, per back, and everything is written right across here so you always know. Then as you go through, because these are the rows that you complete, you check them off. And you know, of course, we're not all built like a square, so we have curves, and we have to add stitches or we have to remove stitches, decrease stitches. All of that is built into this system. And so as you read the patterns, they'll tell you exactly what to do for your worksheet. So you may think, well, what if I don't want to do the sweater that's on the cover or that's on the back? Well, let me show you. What price? Oh, the price. It's $35, but there's lots of patterns in here. Just so you know, I don't want you to think that, oh my gosh. All right. So here's another page. This is where you've gone farther with the little markers, but let me get to this part, because she talks about how you shape sleeves. Some of us, like me, I don't like to shape sleeves. I have a big bell sleeve. These sleeves actually are supposed to come to here, and then they have a drawstring, but I got lazy and I didn't want to knit anymore. So there you go.
And it's asking if you design your own sweater for your own size.
And this you do. And I'm going to go into a little bit more of designing with the new Nora Gone book for that also. Okay, so as we talk about shape, she talks about a top-heavy cheat sheet. Not that this is the sweater you would knit, but she gives you help on do knit this, don't knit this, and how to wear it. Okay, not everybody wants to, you know, you want your sweaters to be a specific way. Middle heavy cheat sheet and bottom heavy cheat sheet. So it's very specific. She takes you through the whole thing about planning the sweater that you want to wear and how you want it to fit. So before I go into the Nora Gone, and then I'm going to talk about the worksheet too. Let's see. This is all about fitting. So here are the sweater patterns. Okay. This is called Emma version A. And keep in mind, they don't make you use just one type of yarn. When we did the class, people did the same sweater, but used different yarns. So in the last video that I did, and we talked about how to change yarns, that's kind of what we do in this, in Paula, if you're watching. The math is doable, I promise. All right, so here is Emma version B. notice you can see through it. It's real lacy. I've done this one. I love it, and I wear it over a shift dress. That was before I pulled it really big and bad. This one is a cardigan, and Miss Reeves, if you're watching, I love your sweater. It turned out beautiful. Bonnie. Let's see, that one was called Emma version C. This is Tilda. It has a V-neck. It's all one piece, but it's a V-neck. This is Tallulah, and this one's made a little bit different, but it's still very, very doable. This is the Lizzie. Notice there's no button band, okay? And this is Molly version B. That's the one you see on the back. See how it's a little longer in the back to cover up, you know, to cover up. Because, you know, sometimes that's what we need. And what are you laughing at? I know there's a version A, but I can't find it. So anyway, there's lots of sweaters in here. And it's for fitting. You've got cardigans, you've got pullovers, you've got some that just go over a shift, and you've got some with V-necks. Lots of patterns.
Yes, Shelly, we all need the book. And that is right, Beverly. You need that book.
So in the back is one worksheet for you to use. And I will tell you that it's you really, by copyright, you really need one of these. It's set up that you cannot Xerox that. If you Xerox it, it's just black, you know, it's just the words. There's no lines, nothing. So it's important that if you want to continue to do it, you really want the journal, okay? And the journal is just page after page after page, the same worksheet, okay? Then, because Anne asked, can you design your own sweater? So Norgon has just written the Twisted Stitch Source Book, A Breakthrough in Knitting and Designing. So all of these sweaters are just plain. It's just stockinette. There's some a little bit of design because there's ribbing at the bottom or whatever. But if you are on that, I met a lot of you. Well, how about if we do it like this? How about if I add this to it? So step out there on the edge. If you don't need the Norgon book, this is just a new one that came out, and it kind of shows you different stitch patterns that you can put in a sweater. All you need are stitch counts, and look, see, isn't that beautiful? And it's not hard. I mean, it's all there for you. You can do it, I promise. But adding stitch patterns to your stockinette really makes it quite lovely. I really hope that I've helped you in another way using another method. So those of you who like rules, do this, do that, do this. This is how it has to be. This is the method for you. The Coco Knits Method is for you. Next week, we're going to do baby sweaters. And baby sweaters are just like adult sweaters, but tiny. They use less yarn, but the method is just exactly the same. So check with us next week. And if you don't want to step out there and buy, you know, 1,400 yards of yarn for your sweater, but you don't mind buying 400 yards for a baby sweater, then maybe a baby sweater is for you. So I'll see you next week, same time, same place. Have a great week. Bye.
And eat your fruit. Do I do finish?
Uh-huh.